Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check this out for a headline. Swift versus Ripple. It's getting real, and Ripple wins. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.56 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.6%. Right now, Bitcoin 66,900 plus, Ethereum 3,500 plus right now. USD Tether is at $114.2 billion market cap plus, and we see USDC at the moment sitting at $34.1 billion plus. So money's coming back into the stablecoin markets on both sides. At a fence there. Number 8 spot is XRP at 58 cents. Now we're off by 1.2 on the 24-hour, but we're up by 10.5 on the 7-day. The range of price very quickly is between 61 cents on the top and 58 on the bottom, which is where we're at now. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but let's get started. We have a lot to go over today. The numbers are not good. Bank of America, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs report a $4.1 billion in losses as U.S. lenders witness major spike in unrecoverable debt. Okay, this should be a huge sign to all of us that there is big signals from this number right here. Unrecoverable debt sounds like credit card debt, right? So this is 4.1 billion plus in losses from some of the biggest players in the U.S. right here. So trouble coming. Then we have this. In new testimony before the House Financial Services Committee, Janet Yellen says America's increasing use of sanctions to freeze assets of sovereign nations drives countries away from the world's reserve currency. We're in trouble, folks. We're in trouble, folks. What has dawned on us 2 years ago is now starting to dawn on the head of the United States Treasury. I don't know what it is about this human being, but Janet Yellen, I don't know. I just don't, I don't understand. I don't know if it's, she's not alone. You know, there's a lot of these, appointed, elected officials who just feel like, hey, I could just say something really dumb and inadequate. You are the head of the United States Treasury. You're the U.S. Treasury Secretary. What do you mean you're sharing this now on July 21 of 2024? You're just now getting it? Hey, I think the use of sanctions through SWIFT is kind of driving nations away. Well, geez, Janet, we're going to have to get you a raise. Dumbass. I got to be honest. If this is the best we got to offer our country, it's a wrap. Good God. I've seen bake sales with more credibility than some of these people that have been appointed. There's no question about it. How dumb can you be? I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get my needle stuck. But these are political appointments. Look, Gary Gensler, Janet Yellen. Meanwhile, a recent outage at SWIFT. I got to keep moving. We've all got the rest of the day ahead of us. Recent outage at SWIFT affected European Central Bank and many others around the world, causing disruption in high-value transactions across Europe. The incident, which lasted several hours on Thursday, July 18th, also impacted the Bank of England, according to the Financial Times, which we reported here on the channel as well. Now, SWIFT versus Ripple. This has been a conversation going on for a very, very long time. And what we know is that highlighted in 2017, SWIFT was not watching for the launch of cyber attacks on its own customers beyond the core network. And you have to remember, while we're sharing this information, that the XRP ledger since 2012 has processed over 2.8 billion transactions without failure or security breach. Come on in. Yeah, how about that one? We all know where the tech stack is. I showed this yesterday, but I'm showing it again so you can see SWIFT, Ripple. It is not something that SWIFT laughs at. And it's not something that MasterCard laughs at either. Remember when the CEO, Michael Maybach, in 2022 said SWIFT may not exist in 5 years? Remember that? By the way, MasterCard's already partnered with Ripple for central bank digital currencies. Does he know something we don't? Then there's the pressure on the geopolitical stage while our own U.S. Treasury Secretary is just dawning on the idea that these sanctions are actually hurting the U.S. dollar. Wow. With this kind of speed and intellect, my God, watch out, world. On the geopolitical stage, BRICS has already been hip to this for a lot of years. And they're looking to weaponize the power of resources in their countries with oil and gas sector to bring the U.S. dollar down from the world reserves currency status, while Janet Yellen rolls around with her fingers stuck in her ass, not under, it's just, this might not be good with the SWIFT sanctions. BRICS gets it. Russia gets it. Their ruble is stronger now than when it was before they put the sanctions in place. Thanks, Janet. Thanks. Make sure to put a helmet on when you ride your bike. Ripple's ambition to be the #1 digital asset infrastructure provider for financial services to building the core components on and off ramps, custody, compliance, and liquidity needed for enterprises to integrate blockchain into their business. Thank God for it. Right? Because we know Janet's not working on it. Janet just figured out the SWIFT sanctions are hurting the dollar and not everybody else. I want somebody to check on this for me. Make sure Janet's not taking that short yellow bus to work every morning. Just let me know. Meanwhile, that on and off ramp that Ripple's talking about, along with everything else that they're designing to do to be the #1 digital asset infrastructure company, which they clearly are, stablecoin market surges, reaching $165.93 billion between USD Tether and USDC alone. Now, what'll be interesting is what these numbers look like when U.S. legislation comes out and if it mirrors at all what MiCA regulations are doing, pushing USD Tether out of the largest economies of the world. We'll see. And when will we see the real USD? Brad Garlinghouse says somewhere around the end of third quarter, give or take, paraphrasing. But we know how big stablecoins are. State Street. You know who State Street is. When they talk about who really runs the world, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Yeah. And State Street, Boston-based major player in traditional finance, is exploring the launch of its own stablecoin tokenized deposits to improve payment settlement using blockchain technology. Again, as I said, there will be multiple stablecoin issuers to help soak up the hyperinflated dollars that I just showed you BRICS is looking to send back home, that Janet Yellen is just now starting to figure out her own sanctions through SWIFT are causing all of this shit. Right? I'm pretty sure it is a short yellow bus she's on. That's all I'm saying. No offense to the people that normally take short yellow buses, right? Adoption in markets of MiCA and new EU framework might unlock new opportunities for Ripple's new XRP Ledger stablecoin. Might. Here's another one. I don't even need to open this article. Might unlock new opportunities. Let me tell you something about mights. Shout out to my stepfather. He was an amazing man. Love him, miss him every day, along with the rest of my family. My stepfather used to have a funny saying about using the word might, because it was so tacit. It's so non-committal, right? He'd say, might. Like, are you going somewhere? I might go, right? Really? Because mights grow up a chicken's ass. You're either doing it or you're not. And I used to love that when he would say that, because it made me realize, don't speak in a way that is undetermined, right? Be very clear with your speech. and I'm going to be very clear with you, it's not going to might unlock opportunities. It will unlock opportunities. That's why they're doing it. And I believe they're choosing to do it now because they're on the last leg of this first stage of the case, should it settle or go on. I think they've handled it the right way because avoiding smart contracts and stablecoins avoids 2 more legal arguments that could be dragging this case out for the next 3 years had they decided to do it too soon. So I'm definitely looking forward to the new real US dollar stablecoin and even a euro stablecoin if Ripple chooses to see fit to do it. But there's no might about it. It's absolutely going to unlock opportunities. XRP looks to retest 70 cents. But I do know if we look at this chart here, Dark Defender says we are coming at 60 cents, he's saying. But pay attention because we could dip down, and the dip and the retest could dip down as low as 49 cents. So we're at 58 right now, so we're not seeing it right at the moment, but it could happen, right? So however, our target then will be, once we reach the bottom, whether it's 54 or 49, our next targets we'll be looking to after we test those areas will be 87 and $1. 87 cents and $1 plus. I love it. Let's keep on cranking. This is what I love to see right here. And then we had a Bitcoin maxi who made it very clear in his article, I do not like Bitcoin or XRP at all. He said, I am not an XRP fan at all. But I'll keep a very close eye on it currently, as he says he believes XRP could reach $80 after the lawsuit ends. And this is something that I want to finish and wrap with here before we go into the Freedom Zone, which is this. I just want to say very quickly that, we need to pay very close attention to that because we are in that range of Judge Annalisa Torres issuing a ruling on the remedies phase. And, brace yourself. But I always have thought that it would go to the Supreme Court. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't get a settlement, because we could. There could be a settlement that makes this final, right? This could be a settlement that makes it absolutely final. So you could see that, or you could just see the judgment that takes us to the next phase of the case, should it be that too. So either way, we're in that window. We want to pay very close attention to what comes next. Next week, we could get that decision. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We are in that threshold. So head on a swivel. We're going into the Freedom Zone. This is not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. You can join us too at digperspectives.com. Click the Freedom Zone and come on in. You're going to want to go with us today because, boy, we've got some more for you to see, and you're going to want to see it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of censorship out here, and we're not talking about on X. We're talking about on the platform I'm using right now, right? And I've got to be very sensitive to that because, it's a very real thing, unfortunately. It doesn't mirror our Constitution at all, but this is the way we have to do it in 2024, and it's a sad commentary, but here we go. All right, let's get started.